All right, so as you guys already know by now, Trump and Biden are going to debate, and they basically found a way to exclude everybody else who was running. So normally, what was it, the League of Women Voters, or the League of Women Voters? The League of Women Voters. It was either them or there was some other debate commission. They used to host the debates. Well, that all kind of fell apart. By the way, they also rigged it when they controlled it. Now you just have a situation where like Trump and Biden directly, or their campaigns are directly agreeing, hey, let's have a debate. They come up with their own rules, you know. So anyway, but they want to not allow any of the other candidates to have a voice. So as you all know, RFK, you know, depending on which polls you look at, he's probably at like 8%, 9% in the polls. There was a time when he was at 20%, but still hanging in there at 8 or 9%. That's the most popular independent candidate since frickin' Ross Perot in the 1990s, and he ended up getting 19% of the popular vote, although he didn't get a single electoral college vote. But certainly this is, and by any reasonable standard, he should be on the debate stage. I mean, I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I think that's actually very straightforward, and most people would agree, regardless of what you think of RFK. And as you all know, I'm not a fan, right? So I think he should be up there. I think Jill Stein should be up there. She's going to be on a lot of ballots, probably 48 ballots, maybe more. Cornel West, I don't think he's going to be on that many ballots, but he, in theory, should be up there as well. Whoever the libertarian candidate is, he should be up there as well, because they're also going to be on a lot of ballots. But anyway, they're trying to be exclusionary. Trump and Biden are, and also the networks are trying to be exclusionary. And it looks like CNN came up with a set of criteria specifically to say fuck you to RFK. Because by any reasonable standard, he made the debate stage. By any reasonable standard. But I'll get to in a minute what they did to kick him off. So here's Trump basically going to tap dance on RFK Jr.'s political grave, knowing that, hey, if you can't get in the debate, you ain't going nowheresville, dog. You're donezo. So here's Trump having fun with that and basically making fun of him. But there's so much to point out about this, about how honestly grotesque this move is from Trump. So let's get it.
I know that RFK Jr. wants to try and get onto the stage on Thursday, and I'd love to have him, frankly, because I don't think he's much of a debater. And he's got some very liberal, radical left ideas. But I would love to have him, but you have to get certain numbers. That was the criteria, and he's way below those numbers. He's not coming close.
That's just a lie. So they said you need 4 polls where you're 15% or more. And that they came up with that line of 15%. But they say, oh, it's only we approve the outlets, right? So you might have 8 polls where you're 15% or more, but we get to approve which ones are legit, right? So guess what? By their own standards, he got 3 of the 4 polls at 15%. And they just, again, made up like, oh, these other ones don't count, right? The other thing is they said you have to be on a certain number of ballots, but he submitted to be on the ballots, but a lot of the states are slow rolling him and not actually approving him fully yet. So it's a total catch-22, right? He's done everything he can. He submitted to be on the ballot everywhere, but all the states are sort of slow rolling him, so he's not on enough ballots yet. But is that his problem? Is that his fault? No. They're just saying we're not answering quick enough. It's on the states. But that's what they did. They did this on purpose. Now, Donald Trump, you guys all remember his whole 2020 election. It was rigged. It was disgusting. The fake news media was sick. It was gross. We won that election, frankly. We won it. It rigged this, rigged that, rig. Here you have a situation where it's actually rigged to keep RFK off the ballot. And again, no RFK fan. I actually despise the guy. But it's rigged to keep him off out of the debate. And what does he do? He gets out there and dances on his political grave instead of calling a spade and saying, actually, it's kind of fucked up. They did rig the criteria to keep him off, even though by any reasonable criteria, he would be on the stage.
So I hope to see him up there someday, but it looks to me like he's not going to qualify on many fronts. But he'll be there, and, they say he hurts Biden more than he hurts me. I don't know if that's true or not, but they say he hurts Biden because he's a serious left person. And you know what? If he is, that's good. I don't really care. I'm going to Cleveland. It looks like we're doing great in Ohio. We're doing great in just about every state we're in. Every poll number that's coming in is looking good. We're leading just about every poll on a national basis, also on a swing state basis. And I look forward to Thursday night. It'll be great. And again, I saw RFK Jr. Nice guy. I hope he can debate because I really think it would be a good thing to have him up there. I'd love to have him up there, but you have to do better than 6 or 7 points, like by about triple. And maybe someday he'll be there, but I sort of doubt it. Thank you.
So, of course, there are polls where he's 15 or more. He made it seem like there were none. You have to do better than 6 or 7 points by about triple, is what he said. Again, 3 out of 4, he got to 15%. And CNN could just dismiss whatever poll they want for whatever reason they want, and they could use, oh, you're not on the ballot. So, in other words, they say, hey, you're not a serious candidate, as they bring about the fact that he's not a serious candidate by not hearing him out, right? And the states do it by slow rolling him and not putting him on the ballot. I told you guys from the beginning, in a weird way, it's a vindication for me because I told you guys from the beginning they're going to rig it 1,000 ways to Sunday. He's definitely not going to get into the debate. Like, I already told you guys all this in advance. And so I was right about all of that. But again, I wish I was wrong. I want to be wrong about that. I want to have ranked choice voting everywhere. I want to have people be able to hear from not only RFK running as an independent, but Jill Stein, Cornel West, the Libertarian candidate, etc. Because that's what an actual democratic system would look like, right? That's what an actual democratic system would look like. But as you can see, Trump, the media is fake, the news is fake, rigged. Here's an actual rigged scenario, and he supports it. Why? Because it's RFK. It's RFK. If it was him, was rigged against him, oh my God, the sky would be falling and all that stuff. But since it's not him, he look at him, smug ass face, happy that it was rigged against RFK. So this is why, of course, it's always hard to take anything Trump says seriously because he is the definition of somebody that does not have universal standards, right? You should have universal standards. And if you don't, again, you can go fuck yourself with your own crocodile tears when you make up that something was rigged when it actually wasn't. Here's something that's actually rigged and you support it. All right, guys, that's the show. I love y'all very much. You know the drill. Everybody, please do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. Click that bell icon so you get a notification every time a video drops. You can help support the show on Patreon. Remember, I never talk to any advertisers, so you guys help fund this show from the ground up with $2 a month or $5 a month or whatever it is. You can also tip with the thanks button on YouTube. That's below as well. Everybody sign up to Crystal Kyle and Friends. This week, we're going to be talking to Jen Perlman, who's running against Debbie Wasserman Schultz in Florida. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a massive AIPAC stooge. I hope she gets taken down, man. I hope she gets taken down. So we'll talk to Jen Perlman about that, about her race against Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She had run once before. And everybody sign up and check that out. All right, I love you all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.